Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to the next lecture of TRW. Today we are going to start the 7c's, which I think I've already introduced you in the previous one. Well, what comes in your mind about 7c's? Maybe at your primary level or middle level you have heard about the 7c's of in the world, which are flowing in different continents of the world, right? But no. We are talking about the 7c's of communication, which work as a backbone in the communication, whether it's writing, reading, listening, speaking, whatever domain you are working with. But you have to follow the 7c's for technical writings. And their names are, and it is called 7c's because there are 7 different letters of English that starts with letter C, and they are having the quality of that is required in technical writings. They are completeness, clearness, concreteness, correctness, conciseness, courtesy, and finally character. Well, the names themselves can give you a glimpse like what are they about. Let's start with the first one, and that is completeness. Whenever you read something, or you listen something, or you write something, you have to keep in mind these 5 W's and an H. Whenever you read or you say something or you write, it should satisfy answers for all these 5 questions starting with W letter and the last one H. Who, what, why, where, when, and how. Like for example, you are reading about a product. Who designed the product? What is the name of the product? Why? What is the purpose of this product? Where is it available? And when it is required, and how does it work? So this is how completeness can be managed by writing answers of all these questions. And throughout the document, especially the first paragraph, they must give answers and satisfy all these questions. Now let's come towards the next C, and that is clearness. The word itself can give you an idea, like whatever you use or write, it should be clear. It should not be vivid, it should not be blurry. It should give a clear picture. Like for example, you can see and read the words prior to. It is not grammatically wrong phrase or expression, but the easy one is before, because many people know what does the word before mean. Advantageous, the more easy and familiar word is helpful. Cognizant, in comparison, aware or awareness is more easy word. Necessitate, require. Transmit, in comparison to transmit, send is more easy word and can be more understandable to more people. Reimburse is also a word that will be less familiar as compared to the word pay. So this is the basic idea about clearness. Now another clearness, we say that please avoid technical jargon. For example, if you visit a doctor and the doctor start talking to the patient in the medical terminology, the patient will not understand what does the doctor mean. So the doctor has to change his or her terminology and use the word and terminology that is more easy and familiar to the patient. Same goes for an engineering student or for an engineer. If the engineer is talking to the layman, to the low-tech audience, so she should use words that are not technical words, that are not jargons. For example, on the screen you can see the technical jargon of computer science, interface, hardy, user-friendly, viable firewall. They may not be understandable for a layperson. For example, the word window is even difficult to understand and get the idea. Like for a layperson, window is one of the corner of the room which is used for ventilation, but the window in computer science means a technical term that makes your computer to run a software. Now we are moving towards the third C, which is called concreteness. Well, the word itself can give you an idea of something solid, concrete, hard. It is opposite to ambiguity. For example, you say the cup is full of water. Despite that, in concreteness, we say you have to use the cup is filled with 0.5 millimeter of water. So that is concrete, that is measurable, that is not non-concrete, that is not vivid. It gives a clear idea. So in technical writing, you have to avoid the expressions that are written on the slide. A few, many, several, low, quick, soon, nice, small, slow, high, most, a small number, more, short, way, large. All these expressions are wrong to use. Despite that, you have to use exact measurements, exact quantity. Okay, now we're coming towards correctness. Correctness is the grammatical portion, and it is divided into 2-3 further categories. In the first category is the avoid disagreeable mental images, mental pictures. Like we are not supposed to use those expressions which give a negative meaning, which evoke a negative feelings, emotions, or discouraging one, or the negative. Like for example, you are wrong. If you want to say to someone that you are wrong, despite that you have to give a suggestion. Normally you have seen this term, like for example, you failed to pay the bill. So despite that, we should use an agreeable mental images that please sir pay $10. The third expression, you cannot return, despite you cannot give a suggestion. That is an agreeable mental picture. But avoid images that create sentences that create a negative image. Now let's come towards the second part of correctness, and that is avoid biased writing. Biased writing is like you are in the writing, you feel like it is favoring someone or it is against someone, and it can be gender biasness in this, it can be caste biasness, it can be cultural biasness, many more. If you carefully analyze the example written on the screen, the first statement is biased, where it is stating an employee will be promoted based on his ability and seniority. Now what does a employee means? It means a single employee will get promotion, and based on his ability. Now what is this his? His is identifying a specific gender, like only a he person will be promoted, and ability and seniority. Now further explaining it. But look at the other one statement at the right side, unbiased one, employees. Now employees is plural, like any employee will be promoted based on their ability. Now despite his, over here it is shifted with the letter there, with the word letter. Despite his, a neutral term is used. their ability and seniority.